Well, g'day gang, how are ya? It's been a minute. Not much happening really. Well, I have had a couple of things happening. At the moment I'm just painting a couple of the right hand side door handles here on the Chevy. Already done these two here. I think might have mentioned I might not have been too happy with the colour, but I can't get the other colour, so that's what it's going to be. You guys remember I had an issue with a misfire in this little bugger, and I hadn't been actually chasing it because I've got other things to do during the week and stuff, you know, and I just kind of get sick and tired of working on cars, especially when it's making you kind of second guess a few things. And I don't know if you've ever had an overconfidence in a product you've used for a lot of time, for a long time. But yep, I got beaten by a product that I've used for, I don't know, 30, we'll say 35 years, and I've never had an issue with this product until now. And I copped it with my own vehicle, and I've used it in the trade many times. If you remember, going back some time, if you've been watching for a while, I was commenting about how this thing had this little stumble and stuff like that. And it wasn't all that bad, but it was hard to find, it was hard to pick. I pulled the plugs, I looked at the plugs looked good, and I had only just put recent plugs in it. They'd probably only done, I don't know, maximum 1,000 kilometres. So, you know what I mean? And yes, the thing doesn't get driven a lot and whatever, but you'll also recall that I changed the fuel filter when I pulled the fuel filter off. It was black muck that came out of it, and I thought, maybe that's where our misfire is. Maybe it's blocked up an injector. And so, of course, you know, we pulled the injectors out and put them on the machine we have here, and they all looked all right. They were all even, and there was that kind of put me a little bit pissed off with it. Like I thought I was going to get something there. At any rate, you saw I'd had the cap and I'd had the leads and I'd had the rotor and stuff off. We had them in the garage there, and I showed you an old Dizzy, and I showed you how close to a new Dizzy the old ones are. Caps interchangeable, blah blah blah. At any rate, so what I had been noticing is that the tacho had been sort of a bit erratic. And my experience in the past is when that happens, there's an issue with the signal, and the signal's usually coming out of the coil. So I put a proper coil on it. Remember, I had an old oil-filled one in there, and so I put one of these coils on it, and I put a new cap, and I put a new I put a coil on it, and that didn't fix it. Of course, the ejectors didn't fix it. Put a coil on it, that didn't fix it, but it did fix the tacho doing this sort of thing. So I just thought to myself, well, look, I'll get a set of leads, and I'll put a set of leads on it. That didn't fix it. And I didn't mind doing this because this stuff's 30-year-old anyway. So, you know, give it a fresh set of leads, not a problem. And I got a cap, and I got a rotor, and I put a cap on it, and I put the rotor on it. I took it for a run. That didn't sort it out. And I finally put a set of spark plugs in it. And the 1,000-kilometre-old spark plugs, NGKs, she had a baddie. She had a bad one, yep. I've never come across it before. I've never had one fail. And I actually mentioned it to a friend of mine, and he said he had one that was DOA not so long ago. So straight out of the box, she was a dud. So now that puts another little query into the equations when I come across cars with a misfire that I have to diagnose without, the scanner. Modern cars with OBD2 connections, we put the scanner in. I'll just have to, hang on a second. She's warm out there, I'll tell you. Cars with OBD2 connections. I'll just get 2 plugs out. I'll get the 2. Okay, sorry. So most all the plugs look like that. That's you got to remember it hadn't been driven for a while. It just kind of goes in and out of the garage, and I haven't really had the feel to drive it because it's just misfiring and it's intermittently misfiring too. So I decided what I would do is I would just drive it until I took it for like probably about half an hour, and I just put up with the misfire and I just stomped on it, and I just hoped that something would show up, and it did. Now you can see it's not wet like with oil, but it's just soot. It just can't burn. It's struggling to burn the fuel. Like you have a look at the profile, you see they're brand new plugs. They're brand new spark plugs. Anyway, so that was in cylinder 6. Of course, I'm going to monitor it now, but I don't feel that there's going to be an issue. If there is, I know I've got 7 good plugs left. Yeah. So I'm pretty happy with the fact that it's running really nice now. Really nice. And yeah, gave it a bit of a wash up yesterday. Took it for a bit of a gallop. Confirmed that everything was going well. And yeah, all is good. And I hope things are pretty good with you guys. And I'll check you later when I've got some probably more boring stuff. Hope yourselves a good one. We'll check you later. Cheers. Oh, look out. We've got the bin chickens on the marsh. That's the first time I've seen one here. Huh. They've been invading the area. What's the Aussie ibis? We call them a bin chicken. Got kangaroos around the back too. We might be able to see them later. I'll go for a ride on a bike. About 6:30. So this is a little bit of a back street that actually isn't a street. But at the end of this, ways up in there, we've been spotting kangaroos of an afternoon, so we've been coming down to check them out. Let's see what happens. There they are. No, we're here too.
Turn around so you can see the back street where we've just come from.
I'll just park up. There's usually a whole gang of them up here. And it's a big fella. There. There's usually a whole gang of them. There's mamas with joeys. I don't know who's the leader of the pack here. Yeah.
Joey, go on, you diddle.
He's the only one that's concerned about us at the moment.
What do you mean? You might see some Joey bulge. Couch bulge.
Yeah. That's why we see him on the street.
There's everyone building up around. Where they live.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's down the back of our street. It's all industry now. Used to be all bush. Yeah, used to be all bush. Oh, people just throwing shit everywhere. It's damn horrible, isn't it? Yeah. See you, kangas. I know they look like they're a fair ways away from us, but that's probably about, I don't know, 1,000 metres. No, it wouldn't be that. 600 metres. It's not far. They know we're here, but have a good one. Check you later. What do you think you're doing? Yeah. Nah, that's someone's junk. You know what that? Yeah, I think that's not dead. That's dead. Cool pingu. Not much. Can't change this gear with holding the camera. Only this one. Up the hill we go. It's not a bad slope either. That West Gen. Over there. Come on, girlie. Yeah. That's one lap around the thing. We take a little ride. And yeah. Not far from where the traffic happens, eh? Check you later. Have a goodie. Oh, the serenity.